IBF super middleweight champion Caleb Plant with us today. And first of all, Caleb, how you doing, man? How's life treating you so far?
Feeling good. You know, we've gotten back from the fight, settled in, and just doing a little resting and, you know, relaxing, catching up.
Are you missing the big crowds, the noise, you know, the fan, you know, events that are, you know, basically canceled right now due to the pandemic?
Yeah, I definitely, you know, even for boxing, you know, I definitely miss the fans. It was a new experience, you know, not having fans there and, you know, no crowd or, you know, not a lot of energy in there. And then, like you said, just for other things in general. But it seems like things are, you know, starting to move back in the right direction. And so hopefully we can, you know, continue in that direction.
Does it take anything away from you not having the fans there in the crowd?
It's different. You know, a lot of times, you know, whether people are booing at you or cheering, you know, that's regardless of it, whether it's positive or negative, it's still energy. And, you know, you can feed off of it and you can use it. And it brings a different atmosphere for sure. So, you know, like I said, it looks like things are getting back right. So hopefully we can, you know, get there.
Now, you've been in the headlines for the past weeks, months actually, with potential fights. One of the biggest ones obviously being with Canelo. Have there been actual serious talks with anyone in his camp right now?
There's been talks between our camps before, and you know, we couldn't get it. Just, you know, couldn't get it. They couldn't get it where we wanted it, and it had nothing to do with money or, you know, trying to price ourselves out or anything like that. Just, you know, the timetable, the time period. But it looks like that's a fight that could definitely happen, you know, later in the year in September. He's wanting to become undisputed. I'm wanting to become undisputed. So that means we're going to have to fight each other to make that happen. So I know he's got some business at hand first and some things to take care of. But, you know, God willing, he handles all that. Then, you know, we can give the fans a historic fight, you know, towards the end of this year.
Now, Callum Smith said Canelo will take away any opponent's weapons. You obviously don't believe Canelo's unbeatable, and I wouldn't think you would. But in your opinion, what makes Canelo dangerous in this division? I mean, as a professional, what do you see that maybe the media and the fans don't see?
He's got a lot of weapons. You know, he's versatile, and you know, he's got some things going for him. But again, he's not unbeatable. You've seen what he done to Floyd. And then anyone who's seen the Ezerandi Lara match, you know, knows that it was really close, and a lot of people thought Lara won. He's also got 2 draws on his record. So, you know, I feel like I possess a lot of those same boxing abilities that Floyd and Lara do, except, you know, I don't fight at 147 or 154 pounds. I'm a full-fledged, you know, super middleweight, 168 pounds. So, you know, I feel like that I have all the tools necessary to beat him and to get my hand raised in that fight. So he's got things going for him, but, you know, I got a lot going for me as well.
Now, most assume that Canelo's fight versus Yildirim on February 27th is just a formality, and they think it's just part of the process. You know, you've done 2 mandatory fights in a row. Now, what are your thoughts on Yildirim and the potential disaster it could cause if he got the upset against Canelo?
I mean, you know, it would just be one of those things. That's how boxing works sometimes. But I know what it's like to have a mandatory, and, you know, even if that's not who you want to fight or, you know, what the fans want, you know, I really don't, you know, Caleb Truax was my mandatory, but he hadn't lost in a while, and that's why he was still my mandatory. But Yildirim just lost his last fight 2 years ago, and, you know, somehow he's still the mandatory. So I don't know how they figure that out, but, you know, regardless, he's got business to tend to, and, you know, I'm sure he'll get through that fight. He should definitely get through that fight, and then, you know, here soon, like I said, at the end of the year, we can make it happen.
So you said Benavidez blew his chances, but Eddie Hearn, he said you should face Benavidez in May, and then winner gets Canelo. You know, Canelo only wants to fight champions. In this case, he wants your belt. He wants to unify. If it got serious, would you be up for a fight in May versus Benavidez, or are you definitely just?
I never said that, you know, he blew his chances. I've never said that. So I'm still interested in that fight. That's a fight that the fans still want. That's a fight that I still want. But what I said was, right now, I'm more interested with becoming undisputed. That's been my goal and my dream since I was a kid, to become undisputed. And then there's also never been an undisputed super middleweight. So that's been my goal and a dream for a long time. So right now, I'm looking to accomplish my goals and my dreams that I've set for myself, and not so much the goals and dreams that other people want me to
Now we're seeing a bit of a boom in boxers versus, YouTube celebrities, MMA fighters. Have you been approached by anyone about that type of fight? Would you be opposed to it?
No. Right now there's a lot that I still want to accomplish in boxing, so that's what I'm focused on. And backing up to the question you had before, once I become undisputed, I will gladly circle back around. Me and David can make that fight happen because, again, that's a fight that I still want, and I know that's a fight that the sport wants as well. So I'm more than willing to make that happen. But right now I'm focused on the task at hand, and that's always been to become undisputed. So,
besides yourself, who would you say is the most dangerous man in this division?
I know that Canelo has accomplished a lot in the sport, and so he's probably the most seasoned in the division. And once I beat him and become undisputed, I'll probably put him in second.
What are your thoughts on a potential fight with Ryan Garcia and Manny Pacquiao?
I don't know. That's interesting. Ryan, he does have fast hands, but his feet aren't that fast, and Pacquiao does. He's got both fast hands and fast feet, and it seems like Ryan's moving up in weight to fight him, so he should just be careful, because it's the real deal, you know what I'm saying? That's a grown man who has a lot of experience, and those punches are coming in hot. So,
where do we see Caleb Plant, in the next 3 years? Where do you see yourself going?
Undisputed, undefeated, a healthy family, healthy kids, and just a house on a hill somewhere with a white picket fence around it.
Hey, well, and I know you're also active on social media. So what are your handles, and which one do you prefer?
Probably on Instagram. You can follow me at Caleb Plant, and just stay tuned because it's supposed to be a big year for me. We got the back-to-back mandatories out of the way. That way we got a year free and clear to make those unification fights, which is what I want and the fans want. So that would, what I'm saying, that'd be the best way for everybody to stay tuned with what's next.